All right, hey guys, welcome back to art class. It's me, Mr. Blakely. How you doing? What you see on your screen here, that is the drawing we're going to be doing today. This is an X-ray dinosaur. So we're going to be drawing the outline, sort of the all around. We're going to be drawing the skeleton, and then you're going to be coloring it. So I think this should be a fun one. Before we get too far, though, I want to show you what inspired this lesson. It's a pretty cool book. So I'm going to get this off the screen, and we'll go and take a look at that book. Anyway, this is the book. It's called X-Ray Dinosaurs and Other Prehistoric Creatures by Susan R. Stoltz, illustrated by Cody Hooper Kaufman. So that's really Cody is the guy we're going to see who did this cool work. A lot of the pages look like this. Dinosaur, skeleton, drawn on there, some, information about that dinosaur. And then you see the watercolor, and the watercolor is meant to represent like where the skin would be, sort of what the skin, the feathers, the flesh. And I thought this was a really cool idea. Probably you're not going to watercolor it. I mean, if you have watercolors, absolutely, you can totally watercolor this. We're going to actually just draw around the outside what the body would look like, and then we're going to draw the bones. And if you want to, you can color the in-between part if you have colors. Highly recommended. I want to show you one more page here. Yeah, I just really think this is a cool book, and I love the way it's put together. So let's get this off the screen, and let's start drawing. Grab your pencil and paper, and let's go. All right, guys, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to draw the outline, right? So the body, what it would look like, the silhouette, what it would look like with all the skin and meat and everything on it. And then inside that, we're going to draw its skeleton. So the first place I'm going to start is actually, Triceratops have that sort of frill, that bone ridge around their neck. So I'm going to draw around the skull and come back up to there. So we're going to go down. Here's its two horns above its eye, and the horn on its nose, and down around its chin. And then I'm going to come back up to the starting point. We will be doing some erasing, like areas like this, but I find if you block it out, if you do the head, the body, the legs, the tail, it actually makes it easier to do the whole drawing. So next we're going to do the body. So we'll start here. We'll come up and over the back. And I'm actually going to do the tail as well, I think. Down and around and back to there. And the legs will come out here, but I wanted to do this part first. Awesome. So legs are going to start back here, come down and around. And since they overlap, I'm going to stop right about there, come back and do the second leg, and up. And then to the front legs, which will start about here, down, out, and around. The same thing like with the back legs, because these are crossing. We'll do the second leg as well before we come up to there. All right. Now, I'm going to go ahead and erase quickly. It helps if you do this part. Hopefully you didn't do this part in marker because, yeah, I did mention the erasing earlier. I find it's easier to get the proportions right. A lot of times when people try and do the entire outside all at once, they just sort of lose track of what the proportions are supposed to be. All right, so we erased it. Go back there again. Back there again. Okay, now let's do the skull. I'm going to start above the eye. So the eye will be right here. I'm going to start above the eye. And we're going to go like that. Make sure you stay inside there. And you can sort of use what you've already drawn as kind of a guideline. And just stay, sort of uniform distance within it. Some places you're going to get further away than others, but generally. Okay. And then let's do the two horns. This one is like that. This one comes pretty close to the edge. We already did the nose one. Let's also do the eye since we're right here. And the nostril hole there. Oops, I kind of made it look like a... Go ahead and you can shade those in now if you want to, or come back and do it later. Also, there's just a few interior details here of the skull, sort of ridges and stuff. Okay, awesome. So that's the skull. Next up, we're going to be doing the backbone vertebrae. So we'll start by coming off of here, and we're just going to be going along and doing the tops of the vertebrae. It's right about there. And after this point, they sort of change. And I'm not going to do the bottom yet because the bottom is where the ribs are going to come down, and we want to, there's other stuff that'll be in front of that. So at this point, the vertebrae start to kind of fuse together into a sort of a united thing like that. And then they switch back to the vertebrae again that stick up, going down into the tail. And they're going to get narrower. They're going to slowly get smaller, a little bit more widely spread apart as they go down the tail. Okay, so I'm going to have them on the underside as well. Right about to there. And at this point, you can come through and just sort of differentiate those. Cool. Awesome. So before we do those ribs coming down, one thing I want to do is we're going to draw the leg bone. Since the leg bone is closer to the viewer than the rib cage and ribs, we want that to be in front. So it's going to start about here. It's going to go down. And so I'm coming down on this side. And go down to about here. Knee bone. Now here's the foreleg. It's going to come down. Like that. And go like that into the Triceratops's toes. All right, the other leg, we're going to be able to see it coming out here. Like that. Into that. And good. Awesome. Okay. Now, let's go back to the ribs. And for each of these coming up, there should be a rib that comes down. Now, at this point, we want it to be kind of below or behind this leg bone there. Good. And they're going to start to get shorter now that they've hit the longest rib here. Okay, now at this point, we've hit this part, and we can just do into there. And then at this point, we're going to get right into the tailbone, or the pelvis, excuse me. So we're going to come down like that. And there's a little bone that comes like this. It's like it's coccyx, sort of. Now let's do the leg. One big That's a femur. I think that's what that's called in a dinosaur. It might be something different in a dinosaur. I know that's what it's called in like a person. Okay. And then feet bones. Okay. Second leg here. Cool. Am I missing anything important? Well, you can sort of come through here and give the indication of the bottom side of that. Yeah, that's kind of the big stuff right there. That's the main parts of the Triceratops. Awesome. Well, hopefully that wasn't like too insanely crazy for you. Oh, these do kind of have like a sort of like a little thing at the bottom here as well. Anyway, this seems kind of nuts to you. I was going to have you do some cross hatching as well, and I decided against it after I sort of did this. If you want to, you could kind of come in through here and do a little hatching, sort of indicate some like shaded areas here. Maybe some here, some here. Make sure you fill these in. Also, you could also do hatching there if you wanted to. It's up to you, but yeah. So any places you see that look like they might need some erasing, I would probably, this line didn't quite like where it ended up. Well, same thing here. You can do that. All right, I could keep futzing around with this endlessly, but I won't, because yeah. So that's basically your drawing. As you saw before, I did add some color to it. I colored, within the inside of the between the where the skin and the bones were. Please do that. The background color not necessary, and otherwise turn it into me just as before. Take a picture of your drawing, shoot it to me, and you're good. All right. Well, I hope this was fun and not excruciating or boring or anything. And I'll see you guys next week.